going to have a role in selecting the mediator. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be talking with the AAA about that this afternoon, and once I do, I'll get back to you. See you later.
Well, you've got to. No, you've really got to. Look, you're the subcontractor and you did the work. Hey, I know what the problem is. It's that darn duct you reduced the size of. I know you got a request for information, but the architect says he's never seen it. Hey, we've gone all through that business of the signature. Architect says there's nobody in his shop. Look, the mediation's the day after tomorrow. You've got no choice. I mean, they are furious. No, absolutely not. I'll go 20% in the labor. That's it. Not a bit more. What? Yeah, okay, that'd work. That'd be okay. I'll represent both of us at the hearing. No, I'm not going to have an attorney. No, No, okay, hey, okay, you agree that we'll split whatever the impact of the deal is, 80-20. 80 you, 20 me. Yeah. Okay, just remember we got a deal. I'll see that we don't put up any cash. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll let you know.
Good morning. I have copies of our mediation statement, which I'll give to you. I sent this to the mediator and to the other parties. But I thought it would be a good idea for us to get together to talk about one of the new developments. As you know, in the past, we have been thinking about the problems being experienced at this building as being ones associated principally with balancing of the HVAC system. From the information that we have learned recently, it looks like there may be a mechanical system problem as well.
Nicole, I'm not sure I like hearing it put that way. I know the sub has an RFI approving the change, but I only saw a copy of that RFI last week, and I would never have signed a document like that. You just can't make a supply duct smaller in one dimension and not larger in another, and the sub did it on every single floor in the building. No wonder my office couldn't balance the system. It's a disaster.
Jim, wait a second. You mean to tell me that the sub told your people about the change?
Sue, I don't know what to tell you. I know the sub says he has an RFI signed by an ex-engineer from my office. The problem is the ex-engineer quit 6 months ago and he's on a job in Kuwait. Gee, I wish I could get my hands on him.
Well, let's focus for a minute on how we're actually going to make our presentation at the mediation. Obviously, if and when the RFI comes up, I will argue that it is not binding on Palmer and Associates. It's going to be their burden to prove that it was a validly authorized RFI, and I don't think they can do that. They certainly can't do it with this individual off in Kuwait or wherever he is. Our principal focus will remain on the fact that we have failed to secure the cooperation of the tenants and the building owner in balancing this system. They have continued to go in and manipulate those controls and have refused to install the lock boxes. And that's really the point we're going to have to try to bring across.
Those thermostats have been an absolute nightmare.
I know, Jim. I've dealt with the tenant before in another matter, and I know he can be very difficult. On the other hand, we cannot underestimate the impact of the RFI when it comes up. That's one of the main reasons I want both of you to be there at the mediation and with authority to work out a settlement if something is proposed that we find acceptable.
Jim, what have you estimated as the cost to fix this problem?
We're getting those numbers together now.
Okay, great. Well, I think it's a good idea to mediate, but I don't think it's necessary that I attend. After all, it may look as though we have some extra liability if I show up.
Well, Sue, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to bear in mind the mediation is purely voluntary, and if for any reason you are not completely satisfied with the outcome, you don't have to go along with it. We can all just go home. On the other hand, if this case goes to litigation, it can be long and drawn out and very costly. So I would strongly urge you to attend and to give this a try.
Okay, great. Let's go for it.
Good.
Good.
Good morning. My name is Michael Shane. I've been selected by the Arbitration Association to serve as a mediator to help you resolve the dispute that you seem to have. I think before we get started with the formal proceedings, I'd like to tell